Hello, my dear grounded Taurus souls, and welcome back to The Inner Secret. It's wonderful to connect with you today because we're about to explore a topic that's incredibly close to the heart of every Taurus, our personal sanctuary, the place where we recharge and find peace. As fellow Taurians, we deeply value comfort, beauty, and stability. And there's no space that embodies those values more than our bedrooms. So have you ever stopped to truly feel the energy in your sleeping space and how that is impacting your life? As a Taurus, you naturally seek out the beautiful, the tangible, and the comforting things in life. And your bedroom is probably a space that reflects that. But it's important to realize that it is more than just a place to sleep. It's an energetic nexus where the energies that surround us during our waking hours meet the vulnerability of sleep. This is a space where our desires manifest and our dreams are born. Today, as we explore ancient wisdom, we will realize that those seemingly harmless objects on your bed can disrupt your energy and the abundance, health, and positive energy that we all seek. And as we approach the powerful first full moon of 2025, an event that will bring change for us according to the cosmic calendar, it's crucial to consider our personal environment and create a space that reflects the best aspects of our sign. Get ready, because this information can be the perfect nudge that you need to fully experience the best life for a Taurus. Before we start, let's delve into why this is so important, particularly for us Taurians. As an earth sign, we naturally crave stability and material security, and we deeply value the connection between our external surroundings and our inner state. So many of us, caught in our daily routines, tend to focus more on our ambitions and less on the details of our own spaces. But my spiritual journey has shown me that those small, often overlooked details are actually the most important elements in creating a life filled with peace and harmony. Our bedroom, the place where we spend essential hours every night, is one of the best places to begin transforming our lives. We also know, as Taurus souls, that we need beauty, comfort, and sensuality to thrive. We need to experience life through the five senses. And what better place to experience that than in our sacred space of rest? Buddhist philosophy, as well as many other traditions, teaches that every detail matters because what surrounds us often reflects our inner world. As within, so without, is a truth that we as Taurus need to keep close to our hearts. So if your bed is a chaotic mess, what does that say about your inner stability? And if it's filled with items that hold stagnant energy, how can you possibly expect a life of abundance and vibrant health? And I know that some of you might be thinking, oh, it's just a bed, what's the big deal? But trust me, as Taurians, we intuitively know that our spaces are very important. And these ancient traditions knew exactly how powerful our personal spaces are. These traditions speak about energetic blockages that manifest as stagnation, financial struggles, and persistent illnesses. And as a fellow Taurus, those are things that I am very keen on avoiding. As this first full moon in Gemini approaches, it's vital for us to reevaluate our resting spaces and remember that it might be more about what is around you than what is happening to you. This small shift of perspective can be incredibly transformative for our lives. Okay, my dear Taurus friends, let's start our list. First, an item that might feel very comfortable and familiar to us, but that in reality might be bringing us more harm than good. Number 1. Stuffed animals. I know, as Taurians, we love comfort, and these items might bring a sense of nostalgia and warmth. But the truth is, they can become energetic burdens in our space of rest. Now, I'm not asking you to throw away all of your childhood teddies. I am suggesting that their presence on our beds might be a problem that many of us have overlooked. As I've mentioned, our beds are sacred spaces for rest and restoration, and they should be kept as pure as possible. These soft, fabric-covered companions act as dust and negative energy magnets. Over time, the material becomes laden with dust mites, allergens, and pollutants, all of which attract stagnant and dense energy. In fact, that accumulated negativity can impact our health, triggering respiratory problems and allergies, and that makes it difficult for us to fully recharge. As a Taurus, I am sure you know the importance of taking care of our physical bodies, and this should be a priority. Beyond the physical, these objects often hold on to emotional baggage that prevents us from fully embracing the present. They might represent some fond memories, but they might also hold negative energy from the past, and they might keep you stuck in old patterns. The wolf moon invites us to reflect on our connections and relationships and how they reflect the journey of our lives. Are we embracing our strengths fully, or is there some baggage that we need to let go of? Buddhist thought emphasizes the need to let go of the past to make space for new beginnings. So let's honor our favorite stuffies by creating a designated space for them, away from the bed, maybe on a shelf, or in a beautiful storage bin where they can still be present without negatively impacting our energy and sleep. Alright, my Taurus family, let's move on to number 2, and the object that we might be keeping too close to comfort, especially if you love to experience the beauty of the world. Mirrors. As Taurians, we love beauty and aesthetics, and having a mirror can enhance the beauty of any space. But it's important to realize that mirrors can create a disturbance in our sleeping space. Buddhist teachings explain that mirrors are powerful objects that reflect and amplify energy, which may not be the best thing for a resting space. A mirror can create a feeling of restlessness, preventing you from fully relaxing because they reflect and move energy in an uncontrolled manner. As Taurus, you probably value feeling balanced, so it's important to understand how a mirror can disrupt your peace. Also, many spiritual traditions consider mirrors as a portal to the unseen. That means that they might be acting as bridges to the spiritual world. And having one in your sleeping space can invite unwanted energies, especially when you are vulnerable in your sleep. Have you ever woken up feeling like you are being watched? It might be that mirror reflecting and amplifying unseen energies that are not necessarily working in your favor. I think we all know that sleep is more than just a physical activity. It's a spiritual and energetic process. Our energy bodies are most open and impressionable while we're sleeping. So it's important to create an environment that supports that natural process. So many of us have experienced those nights where we wake up feeling drained even after a full night's sleep. That might be because that mirror is stealing your positive energy. Instead of keeping a mirror close to your bed, place it somewhere that allows the energy to move freely, maybe on a wall away from your sleeping space, and allow this shift to reflect in other areas of your life. Remember that as Taurus souls, we thrive when our energies are clear and balanced, and that should be reflected in our spaces. Okay, let's move on to number 3, an item that many of us as Taurus value, and yet we must make sure we are keeping it in the right place. Books and papers. As a Taurus, I love knowledge and the ability to learn, and we often try to squeeze in some reading before we go to sleep. But in Buddhist teachings, these objects can be accumulators of mental energy, and having them in our beds can hinder relaxation and attract negative energy. Now, while I do respect the power of knowledge and even encourage reading, our beds are not the best space for that. Books and papers absorb the energy of everything that is written and read. They hold our intentions, thoughts, and the energy of everything we touch. So, when you keep them in your bed, you are creating a mentally charged environment, which makes it harder to relax. And remember, as Taurus, we value peace and quiet. This is why it's so important to understand that our beds should be places where we feel tranquility and not intellectual activity. And let's be honest, many of us, as Taurus, might be working in intellectual activities, and it's tempting to keep our work close by. But that only generates a feeling of restlessness, making it harder to fall asleep and to recover our energy. Books and papers also attract dust and dirt, and as we have mentioned before, dust is a symbol of stagnation. As grounded earth signs, we know that we need clean and clear energy, so make sure you are storing your books and papers in a different space, far from your bed. Let's move on to item number 4, a practice that many of us do without considering how it impacts our energy flow. Used clothing. As a Taurus, you might value practicality and ease, but some habits might do more harm than good. Now, I know that tossing used clothes on the bed seems very convenient, but from an energetic perspective, that's not really the best thing to do. Buddhist thought reveals that clothes can accumulate the energies from all of the places that we have visited and all the situations that we have experienced while wearing them. By leaving used clothes on our beds, we are essentially bringing all of those tensions and worries into our resting space, which should be a sanctuary free from all of those negative influences. Remember that what we wear absorbs not only sweat and impurities, but also the emotions we feel. And all of those vibrations can become embedded in our clothing. So if you put those clothes on your bed, you are contaminating your resting space. As Taurus souls, we strive for order and balance, and our bed should be a space that enhances those qualities. The presence of clothing in our beds creates a feeling of disorder and confusion, and we all know that inner clutter is a reflection of physical clutter. And in Buddhist thought, creating a harmonious environment is a way to attract harmony into our lives. So make sure that you are storing your clothes in a closet or in a laundry basket and not allowing them to contaminate your resting space. Let's move on to item number 5, a practice that we might value for the comfort it brings, but that might not be working in our favor. Food. Yes, I know, as Taurus, we appreciate the sensual pleasure of eating, but the temptation to eat in bed can be an energetic burden. Buddhist teachings explain that food in bed not only dirties the physical space, but also creates an accumulation of dense and negative energies. Crumbs, residues, and the smells of food, all of them can attract negative vibrations, compromising the purity of our sleeping space. As Taurians, we often experience life through the senses, which can be a beautiful thing, but in this case, it's not serving us very well. Eating is an active and powerful process where you are converting external energy into internal energy. And this should not be done in a place that is meant for passive energy like sleep. Those food crumbs, the residues, the lingering smells, all of those create an environment that keeps us away from the renewal of sleep. As a Taurus, you should make sure that you are honoring your body with high-quality food and an optimal space for rest. Also, in Buddhist thought, cleanliness and order are crucial to have a good flow of energy in any given space. So by bringing food into your bed, you are creating a magnet for disorder. You might also be making it harder for you to feel light and clear-headed, which in turn will negatively impact your life. If you've been waking up feeling sluggish, it might be due to the energy that you are creating when eating in bed. So make sure that your eating space is separate from your resting space, and make it a point to connect with your food in a more conscious way. Now let's move on to item number 6, something that we use every single day and might not think twice about having close to our beds: bags and backpacks. Yes, as Taurians, we might value convenience and ease, and it might be very easy for us to toss our bags on our beds. But from the Buddhist perspective, this is a practice that might be sabotaging our health and prosperity. Think about all of the places that your bag visits every day. It's a sponge that absorbs the energy from every environment you walk into: the office, public transportation, the market, etc. When you place your bag on the bed, you are bringing all of that energy into your space of rest, which contaminates your environment. Also remember that as Taurians, we value that feeling of having a calm and peaceful environment. And all of those external energies that your bag absorbs don't serve that purpose. Furthermore, bags and backpacks create disorder, which in Buddhist thought represents the blockage of energy. The best thing to do is to create a specific spot for your bags away from your sleeping space. As Taurus, you need to remember that every little thing matters, and even this small change can bring great results into your life. Now let's go to number 7, something that we use every day, but that might be creating an energetic disturbance in our lives: wristwatches. This might be surprising, but in fact, wristwatches are very disruptive for our energetic balance. As Taurians, we seek balance in our lives, and that can be achieved through intention and small changes. Wristwatches are in constant contact with our bodies, and they follow the rhythm of our daily lives, which means they absorb our personal energy. When you place them on the bed, you are bringing all of those tensions and worries into our resting space. In Buddhist teachings, the bed is a space of renewal where energy can flow freely so that our body and mind can recover fully. Wristwatches are symbols of urgency, time control, and often anxiety. When we keep these items in a place that should be for relaxation, we are creating a vibration of restlessness that prevents us from enjoying deep and restful sleep. Furthermore, Digital watches emit small electromagnetic waves that interfere with the natural energy of our space, which means it creates a negative impact in our environment. So, if you wish to restore your energy, make sure you remove your watch before going to sleep. Okay, dear Taurus friends, we are almost at the end. Let's go to number 8. Keys. As Taurus souls, we enjoy practicality and ease. So many of us just put our keys on the bed when we get home. But from the Buddhist perspective, keys are more than just simple instruments to open and close doors. They represent movement and transition, and they are directly connected to the outside world. So when we leave them on our beds, we are essentially bringing in all of the external tension of our day into our sacred resting space. Keys accumulate the energy of all the places that you visit and all of the people that you interact with. Every door they open or close reflects the environments and the energies that mix throughout the day. So by placing them on the bed, you are placing all of those influences in the space where you should be recharging your energy, which is not good for creating a stable environment for sleep. Also, keys represent the constant need for security and control, which is often associated with the fear of loss. In Buddhism, our beds should be a space where we feel free of those worries. So the best thing is to create a specific space for our keys away from our beds. Now let's explore item number 9, something that you might have close to you and should remove. Medications. Yes, I understand that as a Taurus, you might value convenience and keeping things close by. But from a Buddhist perspective, medications carry the energy of the illnesses that they are intended to treat. When we keep them in a place that should be a sanctuary, we are introducing the vibrations of imbalance into our resting space. Your bed should be a space for recovery and regeneration. But medications represent just the opposite. They are a constant reminder of the health problems that you are trying to resolve. So when you keep those items close to your sleeping space, you are inadvertently keeping your mind connected to health issues, which prevents your body from fully relaxing. Furthermore, in Buddhist thought, there is a great value in cultivating a natural healing environment. So having medications in bed might symbolize a dependence on external solutions to solve our internal problems, which keeps us from fully accessing our body and mind's innate power to heal. The best action you can take is to store your medications in a different space away from your bed. Jitsa. Finally, we have arrived at number 10, something that should not be a surprise and should be removed from our bed. Shoes. As Taurus, we often value practicality and ease, and you might think that keeping your shoes close by is a matter of convenience, but in reality, it's something that doesn't serve your higher good. Buddhist teachings are clear in stating that shoes carry the energy of the places that we visit, which means that they bring in unwanted energies into our resting space. Shoes are objects that are in direct contact with the ground, absorbing the earth's energy and all of the places you pass through. In Buddhism, our beds should be spaces of purity, where energy is renewed and our bodies can recover. So when you place shoes on your bed, you are contaminating your space with external energies, and you are preventing your body and mind from finding the peace that they seek. Furthermore, shoes on the bed symbolize an environment of disorder and a feeling of not caring about our sleeping space. So make sure that you store your shoes away from your bed. This simple change can create a more balanced flow of energy in your home and your sleeping space. As Taurus souls, we value stability, so by creating a more balanced environment in our space, we are honoring our own nature. And there you have it, my dear Taurians. These are 10 items that you should never keep on your bed if you are looking to create a space for peace, prosperity, health, and overall well-being. As you have seen, Buddhist philosophy teaches that your external space reflects your inner world, and if we want to change what is within, we must start by transforming our environment. This is especially important for our beds, which are sacred spaces that can either empower or drain us. It's time to be more mindful of what we surround ourselves with. As Taurus souls, we need to realize that we value consistency and that we need to bring that to our space and to our habits. That means we must be intentional in how we approach our resting space. Our beds are where we go to recharge, and that means that they should be spaces that help renew our energy and prepare us for the daily challenges. When they are filled with negative energy, it impacts our health, our ability to focus, and the overall abundance of our lives. And as I've said before, this first full moon of 2025 is inviting us to create those changes. If you have been facing difficulties or feeling stagnant, it might be because your sleeping space is absorbing more than it is renewing. So, from now on, try to pay more attention to the effects of a balanced and clean space. You deserve a space that honors your soul and that gives you a foundation for success. And remember, as Taurus souls, we need to bring more self-compassion into our lives and our spaces. We often expect ourselves to be in control, but the moon is showing us that we need to honor our vulnerabilities and our strengths in order to find the best path for us. Now that you are aware of all of these insights, my dear fellow Taurians, it is time to put them into practice and to see how they can bring real change into your lives. I encourage you to reorganize your bed, remove the 10 items that we explored today, and create a more balanced, calm, and clear space for your rest. Remember, as Taurus, you deserve a sleeping space that supports you in all of your goals. As the wolf moon approaches on January 13th, it's an invitation for us to embrace our strength and resilience. It's a time where we get to reflect on our qualities and our relationships and to recognize what nourishes us. Let this lunar phase guide you into a journey of self-discovery and new beginnings. You have the power to create abundance in your lives, and I encourage you to do so. And now that you know how to optimize your resting space, make sure you are creating other spaces in your house with the same level of care, so you can enhance your ability to manifest your dreams and experience your fullest potential. If this video has resonated with you, please subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up so we can continue bringing this kind of content into your lives. Share this video with all of your fellow Taurus souls. We all deserve a resting space that will help us thrive. Also, check out the playlists on the screen, where you will find videos tailored for your astrological sign. I appreciate your presence, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video. Until then, take care and keep exploring your inner secrets.